Ever wondered why research methodology is essential for students? Well, the answer is quite straightforward. Research methodology is the backbone of any research project, whether you work on a particular problem in physics or trying to make an invention in the lab. It provides a roadmap, guiding you through the process of conducting research, collecting data, analyzing it, and drawing conclusions. But it's not just about following a recipe. Research methodology also equips you with the skills to critically evaluate the quality and relevance of data, and to discern the validity of conclusions drawn from that data. It gives you the tools to navigate through the vast sea of information out there, separating the wheat from the chaff. It's like having a compass in the wilderness of knowledge. Beyond data and analysis, research methodology also fosters critical thinking. It encourages you to question assumptions, to look for biases, to consider alternative explanations, and to be aware of the limitations of your research. It nurtures a healthy skepticism, a curiosity, and a drive to understand the world around us. Moreover, research methodology helps hone problem-solving skills. Just as a detective uses a methodical approach to solve a crime, a researcher uses a systematic approach to address a research question. Whether you're investigating the impact of climate change on crop yield or the effects of social media on self-esteem, the process of identifying the problem, reviewing the literature, formulating a hypothesis, collecting and analyzing data, and drawing conclusions is essentially a problem-solving exercise. In essence, research methodology brings discipline to your inquiry, structure to your thoughts, and rigor to your conclusions. It's not just about getting a degree or publishing a paper, it's about understanding the world in a systematic, logical, and unbiased way. It's about contributing to the collective body of knowledge that helps us make informed decisions, develop effective policies, and create a better future. So, research methodology is not just a course you have to pass, but a vital tool for your academic and professional journey. Let's delve into the first research methodology, literature review and meta-analysis. Imagine you're standing in front of a grand library filled with countless books, articles, and studies. The task at hand? To make sense of the wealth of information, to find the common threads, the contradictions, the gaps that need filling. That, in essence, is what a literature review and meta-analysis is all about. In the vast ocean of knowledge, a literature review serves as a lighthouse, guiding us toward pertinent information. It's about synthesizing existing research findings to identify trends, gaps, and inconsistencies in a particular field of study. It's not just about summarizing what's already out there, but about critically engaging with it, questioning it, and ultimately making sense of it. Now, let's take it a step further with a meta-analysis, a statistical approach that combines the results of multiple scientific studies. Think of it as a mathematical tool that takes the results from various studies, crunches the numbers, and gives us a bigger picture. It's the ultimate tool for making sense of conflicting studies or for strengthening the results of similar ones. So, why are literature review and meta-analysis so important, especially for students? Well, they form the backbone of any research project. They equip students with the skills to critically evaluate literature and understand various research methodologies. It's like giving them a map and a compass for navigating the complex terrain of research. Moreover, these methodologies help students develop skills in synthesizing information. It's about learning to see the forest for the trees, to understand how individual studies contribute to the broader knowledge landscape. It's about learning to translate a cacophony of voices into a coherent narrative. In essence, literature review and meta-analysis help students critically evaluate literature, understand various research methodologies, and develop skills in synthesizing information. They are the first steps on the exciting journey of research, a journey that takes us from what we know to what we don't know and beyond. Next on the list is case study research. Now let's dive into the fascinating world of case study research. This research methodology is unique in its approach, as it provides a detailed and in-depth analysis of a particular case. But what do we mean by a case? Well, a case could be an individual, a group, an organization, an event, an issue, or even a phenomenon. The beauty of case study research lies in its flexibility and diversity of application. But here's the catch. This isn't about examining a case in isolation. Instead, it's about understanding the case within its real-life context. This contextual analysis allows us to uncover insights that might otherwise be overlooked. It's like peeling an onion, layer by layer to reach the core. We don't just see the surface, but delve deeper to understand the intricate layers beneath. So why is case study research important? What makes it a valuable tool in the researcher's toolbox? The answer lies in its ability to introduce students to qualitative research. It's a gateway to understanding the nuances and complexities that come with real-life situations. It's not about numbers or statistics, but about understanding the why and how of a situation. It's about storytelling, understanding experiences, and making sense of the world around us. Case study research allows students to develop their analytical skills. It teaches them to look beyond the obvious, to question assumptions, and to explore different perspectives. It encourages them to be curious, to be critical, and to be innovative. It equips them with the skills to navigate the messy and unpredictable world of real-life research. But remember, like all research methods, case study research isn't without its challenges. It requires a careful balance of depth and breadth, of objectivity and subjectivity, of theory and practice. It demands patience, perseverance, and a keen eye for detail. Yet with these challenges come opportunities for learning, growth, and discovery. Thus, case study research introduces students to qualitative research and allows them to explore the complexity of real-life situations. Now, let's move on to survey research. Survey research is a powerful tool in the arsenal of a researcher. It's a method that's all about collecting information, but not just any information. We're talking about quantitative or qualitative data from a select group of individuals, known as a sample. Why a sample, you ask? Well, it's simply because it's impossible to gather data from every single individual in a larger population. So we select a representative sample. But what does this mean exactly? Let's break it down. Quantitative data is numerical. It's all about numbers and measurable information. It's great for answering how many or how much type questions. Qualitative data, on the other hand, is all about descriptions, perceptions, and experiences. It's the type of data that helps answer why or how type questions. So when you launch a survey, you're aiming to collect this data from your sample. You are seeking their opinions, their experiences, their insights. This can be done through various means, such as questionnaires, interviews, or even online polls. Once you've collected your data, it's time to analyze it. This is where you make sense of the information you've gathered, crunching numbers, identifying patterns, and drawing conclusions. It's a process that requires a keen eye for detail and a knack for statistical analysis. So, why is survey research so beneficial for students? It's because it provides a solid foundation in both quantitative and qualitative analysis. It helps students understand how to design effective surveys, how to collect meaningful data, and how to analyze the results. It's worth noting that while survey research is highly useful, it's not without its challenges. Issues such as sample selection, question design, and response bias can impact the validity of your findings. But fear not, with careful planning and a clear understanding of these potential pitfalls, you can navigate the world of survey research with confidence. In conclusion, survey research aids students in understanding how to design surveys, collect data, and analyze results. Let's shift our focus to experimental research. Now, experimental research is a fascinating field. Its primary purpose? To determine the causal relationship between variables in a controlled environment. That's right, the key word here is causal. Unlike other research methodologies that focus on correlations or observations, experimental research is all about identifying cause and effect. Picture this, you're trying to figure out if drinking green tea leads to weight loss. Now, you could conduct a survey asking people if they drink green tea and if they've lost weight, but the problem is you wouldn't know if it's the green tea causing the weight loss or if it's something else entirely, like exercise or a balanced diet. That's where experimental research comes in. By controlling all other variables and manipulating one, you can definitively say whether green tea causes weight loss or not. Sounds cool, right? But here's the catch. Experimental research is not as straightforward as it sounds. It requires a well-thought-out experimental design, control groups, and a thorough understanding of replication and randomness. The experimental design is the blueprint of your research. It outlines what you'll manipulate, what you'll measure, and how you'll control all other variables. Control groups, on the other hand, are essential to establish a baseline. They are the group that doesn't receive the treatment or the manipulation. By comparing the results of the control group with the experimental group, we can see if the manipulation had any effect. Replication is all about repeating the experiment to make sure the results are consistent. It's a vital part of scientific research that ensures the validity of the findings. Randomness, meanwhile, helps prevent bias. By randomly assigning participants to the experimental or control groups, we can ensure that the results are not influenced by any confounding variables. But why is all of this important? Well, it introduces students to the rigors of scientific methodology. It teaches them how to design robust experiments, control for extraneous variables, and understand the importance of replication and randomness. In short, experimental research introduces students to experimental design, control groups, and the importance of replication and randomness in research. Next up is ethnography. This fascinating research methodology is all about diving deep into cultures and communities, but not from a distance. No, ethnography calls for full immersion and keen observation. It's not a spectator sport. It's a participatory journey, a method of research that often results in detailed, descriptive accounts that can provide profound insights into the human experience. Ethnography, at its core, is about understanding people within the context of their own world. It requires researchers to step out of their comfort zones, to actively engage with the community they are studying, and to observe their interactions, behaviors, and customs. It's not just about collecting data, it's about capturing the essence of a culture or community, documenting the intricate details that make each one unique. The beauty of ethnography lies in its ability to reveal the nuances of human behavior and social interaction that are often missed by other research methods. It provides a rich, complex picture of the world from the perspective of those living within it. This methodology allows for a deeper understanding of social phenomena, which can be invaluable in fields like sociology, anthropology, and psychology. However, ethnography is not without its challenges. It requires a high level of cultural sensitivity, patience, and adaptability from the researcher. It's not about imposing one's own worldview, but rather understanding and respecting the worldview of others. It requires the researcher to become an active participant, while still maintaining the necessary objectivity to analyze and interpret the observed phenomena. But these challenges are also what make ethnography so rewarding. The insights gained through this method of research can lead to a greater understanding of human behavior, societal norms, and cultural practices. It can shed light on issues of social justice, cultural diversity, and human rights. It can help us understand why people do what they do, how they interact with each other, and how they perceive the world around them. Therefore, ethnography provides insight into qualitative research methodologies and the importance of cultural sensitivity, observation, and participant engagement. It's a powerful tool in the researcher's arsenal, offering a unique perspective on the world and the people who inhabit it. Let's recap what we've learned about research methodologies. First, we dove into literature reviews and meta-analyses, which are excellent tools for synthesizing existing research. They help us spot trends, gaps, and inconsistencies in our field of study, honing our ability to critically evaluate literature, understand various research designs, and develop skills in synthesizing information. Then, we examined case study research, an approach that offers a detailed, in-depth analysis of a specific case within its real-life context. As a qualitative research method, it allows us to explore the richness and complexity of real-life situations, helping us to develop our analytical skills. Next, we tackled survey research, a technique used to collect quantitative or qualitative information from a sample of individuals. This method is instrumental in generalizing findings to a larger population, teaching us how to design surveys, collect data, and analyze results. It lays the foundation for both quantitative and qualitative analysis. We then explored experimental research, a method aimed at determining the causal relationship between variables in a controlled environment. It introduces us to the concept of experimental design, control groups, and the significance of replication and randomness in research. It's a cornerstone for understanding scientific methodology. We also looked at ethnography, a research method focused on studying cultures and communities through immersion and observation. Often resulting in detailed descriptive accounts, it provides insight into qualitative research methodologies and underscores the importance of cultural sensitivity, observation, and participant engagement. Then, we discussed content analysis, a method used to systematically analyze the content of communication to identify patterns, themes, or biases. It teaches us to critically evaluate media and text, develop coding schemes, and understand underlying messages or themes. We also touched on grounded theory, a research method aimed at developing theories based on the systematic gathering and analysis of data. It introduces us to inductive reasoning and the process of theory development from data analysis, highlighting the iterative nature of qualitative research. Finally, we discussed action research, a method employed to solve a specific problem or to improve practice within a particular community or organization. It's a cyclical process of planning, acting, observing, and reflecting that engages us in problem-solving and reflective practice, emphasizing the practical application of research findings. Each of these research methodologies has its unique purpose and benefits, and understanding them can significantly enhance your ability to conduct research. Whether you're synthesizing information from existing literature, exploring the complexity of real-life situations, collecting and analyzing data, determining causal relationships, studying cultures, analyzing communication content, developing theories, or solving practical problems, these methodologies are crucial tools in your research arsenal. Remember, understanding and mastering these research methodologies can significantly enhance your academic and professional journey.